Welcome to Boo Crew Case Files. I'm your host, Bree Schroeder. Joining me today on this episode is Katrina.
Hello.
Now, Katrina, I've got a story here about an individual we did previously speak of during a previous podcast you and I shared over the Great Fire of Spokane that took place in 1889. So we're going to dial down here, really try to get into this a little bit more and talk to Irish Kate.
I'm really excited to dig into her a little bit more.
There's a lot that goes with Kate, so I think that we have some good content here. So we'll begin by sharing that she was reported in newspapers as Kate Thompson, but other articles called her Kate Barrett. To many Spokane locals, she was better known as Irish Kate, a well-known saloon girl who worked on Railroad Avenue in downtown Spokane. Now, with Kate, we did try to communicate with her back when we did the previous podcast about the Great Fire of Spokane, and this is what we think we heard. Where is Irish Kate? Now, listening back to that, Katrina, I hear a female say, "I did nothing."
I also heard that, and it makes sense because maybe she didn't think she had any
involvement or anything to do. Well, she is one theory into how the Great Fire of Spokane started on August 4th, 1889. The fire that burned 32 blocks in downtown Spokane, causing millions of dollars in damage. If you missed that episode, the story goes, Kate was working when a drunken man came in and they got into an argument in the saloon. Later, she went up to her room to fix her hair, putting her curling iron in the kerosene lamp. This was done at 6 p.m. on August 4th, 1889. The man then came into her room. The two continued to argue. Kate fell into the table that held the kerosene lamp, resulting in the lamp falling over and the fire starting. Irish Kate was never charged with the fire, and she kept a low profile until 1892. Newspapers report Kate was in her room until 10:40 a.m. on May 5th, 1892, when she came out holding a glass of water in a vial containing carbolic acid. Kate stopped in the hall near the head of the stairway and drank, then turned to George Brooks and Ollie Nestor, her friends, saying, "Goodbye, Ollie. Goodbye, George. I'm going to die." She then returned to her room, with George following her. By the time doctors arrived, they were too late. While it's unclear the exact reason for her suicide, reports indicate she was broke and had to borrow $10 from George the day before she took her life. The room in which she died was in disorder, showing that she had been in an unsettled state of mind. Scraps of papers and letters were scattered all over the floor, which were found to be fragments of notes she had written to some of her friends. Sadly, Irish Kate's body was never claimed. She was buried at Spokane's Greenwood Memorial Terrace in Potter's Field. It's unclear exactly where her grave is, but we're in Potter's Field now, at Greenwood, and I think it only makes sense to see if Irish Kate would like to speak with us about the Great Fire or her life.
Could you imagine how unsettled you might be knowing that nobody came and claimed your body?
I definitely think that would be sad. I mean, and here in Potter's Field, there's headstones, but there's a lot of unmarked graves, and it's really not kept up. There's weeds, there's trees growing everywhere. It's dirty. Sad to be just kind of left and forgotten.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Kate, what were you drinking when the man came into the saloon?
Soldiers.
Almost sounded like I said Folgers.
Are you drinking coffee?
How did the fire start?
I thought the man said don't know.
I thought I heard oh no,
Oh no.
and then maybe fire.
Kate, why'd you take your life?
Oh, Ronan, the UK.
You came?
Can you tell me who Ollie was?
Kate, who was George?
Sisters had
Kate, can you tell us where you worked?
You take I know. My spirit.
My spirit.
Before that, though, I heard a male voice say you can back up.
Oh, I didn't hear that, so I'd like to hear that again.
And I heard, as we were talking, I thought I heard something about mind your own business.
Yeah.
Kate, what was your job?
Kate, there's a discrepancy in your last name. Can you tell us what you went by?
Stuttering.
have
Kate, do you have any messages for us?
myth and I've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot.
Kate, do you think you were responsible for the Great Fire?
If you weren't, do you know who was?
With
There's something.
White witch.
Did that say White Witch?
That's what I heard. I wonder if Kate is not actually speaking with us right now, but maybe other unsettled spirits are.
I mean, it's quite possible.
Second cop.
This area has definitely a strange vibe to it, especially after.
Is there anybody here that knew Kate?
Well,
There's a faint female voice.
We can hear you in the female voice. Can you come closer? Or speak more loudly?
Can you tell us your name, please? Seems crazy, but I thought I heard Fritz.
It's very quiet today.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn this off here. Is there anything else you'd like to say before I do?
And right degree.
To the right degree?
Maybe.
What did you think you heard?
There was a male voice.
Got a letter.
Something about letter.
Got a letter.
Who's talking? I wish there was more documentation for this area.
The estimates. Oh. Any kind of.
I think I know.
Is
Is there anybody that would like to speak with us? Must sound like a no. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off. Thank you. I don't feel like Irish Kate was speaking with us, Katrina. I feel like there were some other pop-ins or communication from unknown spirits manipulating the ITC communication for the Phasma box, but it'll be interesting to put it all together and see what exactly is being said. And we definitely know there wasn't much activity here other than being the cemetery and Pottersfield and the Forgotten, lost, if you will, but the residual itself wouldn't really exist here for what we were hearing, so it could just be lingering spirits or the lost that are trying to communicate and get attention.
It's really hard to know. I mean, I guess it could be residual if it was from prior to it being a cemetery.
There's that.
But I mean, it's been a cemetery for so long.
Yeah, late 1800s.
Who knows what came before it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, that concludes the Boo Crew case files on Irish Kate, wrapping up a little bit more about the Spokane history and one theory into how the Great Fire of Spokane started in 1889. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Join me as we explore more Spokane history and St. Ignatius patients, doctors, and nurses in future Boo Crew case file episodes.